כל השונה הנחות בכל יום, מותח לו שהוא בן העולם הבא. בעזרת השם, we'll be learning today. The 15th day of the month of Cheshvan, בעזרת השם, Monday, second day of the week of פרשת שבת וירא. We'll be discussing the two mitzvot d'oraita. Mitzvah number 75 that tells us a Jew who is not a religious Jew, who is not observant, who does not keep Torah, there's a prohibition actually to listen to his testimony and accept it. Like one of them is, can you go to a person who is not Shomer Shabbat to eat by him? He tells you everything is kosher. We'll see if you're allowed to understand, if you're allowed to rely on that or not. So that because he's testifying that the food is kosher, but he's not religious. Also, mitzvah number 76. We'll be learning today, B'ezrat Hashem, mitzvah d'oraita of law. The Torah tells us you're not allowed to go on the majority, meaning if you have only one judge that rules on the favor of punishing a person, let's say, for instance, we know we're supposed to have 23 judges, so 12 judges say guilty, 11 judges say not guilty, so that's a majority of one. In that case, the Beit Din is not allowed to punish a capital punishment unless there is more than one, meaning you need two at least. So it has to be 13 to 10 instead of 12 to 11 in punishment. However, we'll discuss that way around. 12 to 11, innocent, he's innocent. I apologize. B'ezrat Hashem, today mitzvot. Today's mitzvot are mukdash le'lu nishmat, all niftarim, all the people who have left this world without anyone on their behalf left to say Kaddish or to learn Torah on their behalf. So B'ezrat Hashem, HaKadosh Baruch Hu should take this limud and b'ma'aleh otam b'kedusha b'torah to elevate them through this limud, their souls. And B'ezrat Hashem also l'refuah shlema lekol cholei amo Yisrael, all those that are injured, harmed, who have been through attack or by themselves. Any Jew that has hurt, Hashem should send them refuah shlema, mentally, physically, spiritually, doesn't matter. And also amongst them, Chaya Bat Leah, Yosef Chaim Ben Mafrat, Yaakov Israel Daniel Ben Angela, Shalom Ben Rosa, Yom Tov Ben Rivka, B'ezrat Hashem also Amnon Ben Osnat, Amnon Ben Bila, Refuah Shlema lekol cholei amo Yisrael, Julio, Esther Bat Julio, don't remember other names, but Refuah Shlema. Let's go. Let's also, B'ezrat Hashem, Hashem should quickly, speedily send back all our captives, release all the captives, whether in some Gaza or in some other countries. Doesn't matter where the Jews are captive, in jails or anyway. The HaKadosh Baruch Hu should release them, and B'ezrat Hashem should allow them to grow holier and holier in the Torah. Mitzvah number 73. שלא נקבל עדות איש חוטא ולא נעשה בשביל עדותו שום דבר. So you have a witness who wants to come and testify. He is a sinner, meaning outright sinner in public. He doesn't keep Shabbat or he doesn't eat kosher. He goes to trade for the restaurants. Shneimar, it says like this in the place, Sefer Shmot, 23rd chapter, Pasuk 1. Al tashet yadecha im rasha liot et Hamas. Don't participate. Don't participate. Don't give your hand over to. Don't give a hand to anyone who is a rasha, who is evil. Liot et Hamas. What does et Hamas means? Hamas over here obviously means the person who goes against Torah davka specifically. Hamas, we have to understand, the word is used Hamas to teach us that there is no gain from this individual, from the actions of this individual. Meaning, he's doing it just le'achiz, just to hurt, just to stick it. Let's see what the Rabbi says. Uba perush al tashet rasha ed. What does that mean? Don't tashet, don't stretch your hand towards this evil witness. על תשת חמאס עד, כלומר בעל חמאס, להוציא את המחסנים ואת הגזלנים שהם פסולים לעדות. So, המסנין. So, what does that mean? בעל חמאס העובר עבירות של ממון להיות עד. והכתוב באומרו בעל חמאס. Why specifically בעל חמאס? So the Rabbi explains over here, to teach you this is talking about a thief. להוציא את החמסנין, את הגזלנים, ללמד שהם פסולים לעדות. So also teaching you the gazlanim. Who are the gazlanim? So we already explained many times that Torah alludes to a gazlan. Today is the most legal action and most around the world. gambling. You have to know that gambling is 100% stealing. Anyone who deals with a champ, psulin leidud. They are completely prohibited to testify. כך גם יוצא מפסוק אחר של הש"ס, של חמאס, יש לפוסלו לעדות שנאמר, the Torah tells us in another place in דברים, החספסין ואת הגזלין שנאמר לא כי יקום עד חמאס באיש. Over there the Torah tells us in דברים, chapter 19, pasuk 16, that meaning you're not allowed to accept ki yakum et Hamas, where a person who's Hamas, again, Hamas, a thief, that will rise against the Jew. Beish la'anot bo tzara, la'id bo edut sheker. So over here, הרי שאיש חמאס עלול להעיד שקר בחברו, ועל כן הוא פסול לעדות. So again, a person who has no regard to other people's possessions, he steals, and therefore we're not allowed to accept him in the testimony, because obviously he is not a straight person who is not God-fearing persons. Shoresh mitzvah zu nigle. Everybody knows what's the purpose of this mitzvah. Mishal atzmo lo chas v'lo yachosh al ma'asav hara'im. A person who doesn't care about himself and he doesn't care about his evil deeds, lo yachosh al acherim. Therefore, he's not going to worry about others. Therefore, since he doesn't care to worry about himself, his soul, therefore we know you cannot accept his testimony, because it's only the intentions are only gonna be harming you, or harming anyone who is involved with him, because he doesn't care about himself, he doesn't care about others, obviously. But what's concerning about this mitzvah, as our sages told us, she'asara hem pesulin le'edud. Torah. There are 10 types of people who are clearly prohibited from being witnesses. The Elohen, the Rabbi is going to enumerate them. So the Torah is going to compare all of them together. All 10 of them are in the same basket, which are Nashim. Women are totally prohibited to be a witness, ever. Avadim. What about servants? No servants. Talking about Avadim Knanim. Talking about the Goyish servants. Ktanim, anytime we have a small child under the age, under 13, under bar mitzvah. Okay, the woman cannot be anyway, so bar mitzvah. Hareshim, the deaf, shotim, imbeciles. Sumim, blind people. Reshaim, people who are reshaim, meaning people who do averot berabim, in front of 10 people. Okay, the Bechar Shabbat. והאנשים הבזויים ביותר וקרובים ונוגעים בעדות. People who are בזויים. What is בזויים? אנשים שאין להם בושת פנים. People who don't have any embarrassment. They eat in the street. They eat food, walking around with burgers or walking around eating in public. They have no self-respect. ונוגעים בעדות. Therefore, they're not going to be הרי אלו 10. So again, נשים, עבדים, קטנים, חרשים, שוטים, סומים, רשעים. So we have 8. ואנשים הבזויים ביותר. Okay, those are, so now we have the 9. The embarrassed people who are, אנשים בזויים, that have no self-depreciation, they degrade themselves. וקרובים, relatives, ונוגעים בעדות. And anyone, ukrovim, relative ונוגעים בעדות, anyone who is connected to this testimony. So those 10 are totally prohibited. וטומטום, ואנדרניגוס בכלל ראשים. Tumtum, which is a doubt. If a male or a female, he has both organs. He has woman's chest and he has men down there. Okay, בכלל נשים, they're considered to be like women. ומי שחציו עבד בכלל עבדים. What about somebody who had 2 owners, a slave? So now he's half free, half not. He's still in the form of a slave. He cannot testify. והנכפה בעת כפייתו בכלל או שוטה. Now, נכפה, what is נכפה? נכפה זה מי שדרכו ליפול מחמת חולה, מחלת הנפילה. Somebody who is constantly tripping because of his sicknesses. Okay? בעת כפייתו, בעת שנופל מחמת החולי, הואיל ואין דעתו מיושבת עליו, הרי הוא בכלל שוטה. So this person who is constantly tripping and he's falling down, he doesn't have a state of mind So he's considered to be an imbecile. וגם שלא בעת כפייתו צריך הדיין להתיישב בדבר עם דעתו מבולבלת מצד החולה. So again, you have to see if the generalized, a judge will know if because of his pressure of sicknesses, maybe his mind is not concentrating. So what we talk about, maybe somebody who is constantly shaking, the certain kind of sicknesses. וכן הפתאים ביותר שאינם מבינים דברים הסותרים זה את זה. What is פתאים? פתאים are people who are simpletons. So you have simpletons, what is that? שאין הבנתם שלמה כשאר בני אדם. Meaning, they have no clear understanding of anything came out. So those people will be also considered in the simple imbeciles, maybe. דברים שסותרים זה את זה. They don't understand things that are contradicting each other. וכן אנשים מבוהלים ונחפזים בדעתם ומשתגעים ביותר. People who are see images of things that are not there, so they're constantly in a state of pride, so they're constantly in a stage of not settlement. So that also those people will not be accepted. Kol elo b'chla shotim. So they all going to be included in the state of imbecility, and meaning not clarity, and therefore a judge is not allowed to accept their testimony. V'chen meshama shamru. So again, we are relating people who are thieves and gazlanim, all those rashaim. Okay, so rashaim include, I guess, all of that. That the people who are going things against the halacha. What does that mean? That's that. הפסול של רשעים הוא עניין של מצווה זו, מבואר בביאור שמי שעבר על איסור של תורה שיש בו עונש מלכות או מיתה. ומי שעובר על איסורי ממון גם אם אין בהן עונש מלכות או מיתה. So what is the rasha? The Rabbi explains over here, a person who does any avira that requires him to get lashed, let's say for eating chazir and all those things, or actually death, he goes around with chas v'shalom mechalel Shabbat, or sleep with other people's wives, or even a person who is transgressing anything that has to do with stealing money. Okay, so that's rashaim. It's all discussed more, deliberated in Sanhedrin, page 24. איזו הנקרא רשע שפסול מן התורה, ואיזו רשע שפסול מדבריהם. So there's different types of categories of rasha from the Torah and different from the sages. כגון העובר על גזל, anyone who steals, שדבריהם, even according to the רבנים, שהוא פסול מדבריהם, ומכלל הוא משחק בקוביה. So anybody who plays with cards, שאין לו אומנות אלא הוא. A person who doesn't have any other parnasa, and he prides himself going to casino. ומחריפי יונים ביישוב, ומפריחי יונים, or somebody sends out pigeons, right, males to attract girls, or certain girls to attract boys, whatever, steals other people's, those kind of people also will be prohibited. ומגדלי בהמה דקה, also people who are growing כבשים או עזים בארץ ישראל פסולים לעדות, those that are doing it in Eretz Israel specifically, they will be prohibited for bringing testimony משום שעוברים על דברי חכמים שאסרו לגדל בה בהמה דקה משום יישוב הארץ ישראל. Now specifically the Torah prohibits us in Israel to grow what's his name, this animals, because we want settling in Eretz Israel שבהמה דקה מפסידה את השדות, because the small animals, they are, I guess, causing a lot of harm to the fields. What does that mean? חכמים אסרו לגדל בהמה דקה בארץ ישראל במקומות שיש בהם שדות וכרמים, because they're going to eat all the produce of the people. משום יישוב ארץ ישראל, they want people to settle and to have freely available food. שכן בהמה דקה מפסידה את השדות. The small animals go around and steal or destroy. ואפשר לשומרה שלא תרוץ לשדות אחרים. And it's impossible to watch her because not running to other fields. ומותר לגדל בהמה דקה בחוץ לארץ. So go to Syria or go to out of land, and there you could grow small animals. בהמה גסה, but מותר אפילו בארץ ישראל, you're allowed to grow big cows. המגדל כשר לעדות. מגדלם, anybody who grows big animals is still kosher לעדות. אולם הדברים אמורים דווקא כשמגדלם ברשותו. אבל הרועים שמרעים את בהמותיהם בחוץ, בין בהמה דקה ובין בהמה גסה, בארץ ישראל ובין בחוץ לארץ, פסולים לעדות. So this is talking about specifically when a person is allowing the animals to pasture in his lands chutz la'aretz will be mutar. But even if chutz la'aretz, if he's allowing his animals to pasture other people's lands, because it's gezel, he is aware on stealing, in that case, he will be pasul leidut. Achiluk, shu ben pasul midoraita. Okay, there's a difference, different elements of we'll learn LaHaShem later on. ונוהגת מצווה זו, בכל מקום ובכל זמן, בזכרים אבל לא בנשים, שהן דנות שיצטרכו לקבל עדות. Okay, same thing. The rule over here, mitzvah number 75, is this, it depends on the Beidin. Beidin is prohibited to accept testimony from this evil individual, as we just discussed. Obviously, a man, not women. Women are not allowed to be judges. A judge who accepts the evil man's testimony and enacts his judgment from the testimony of the rasha, avar alav, he transgressed the savera, אין לוקין עליו זה, לפי שאין בו מעשה, ואפילו עשה בו מעשה, even if there was, since there's no deed here, even if there was a deed, but the action itself is just hearing and enacting. בכל דבר שבממון, לפי שניתן להשיבון, אין לוקין עליו. And also, if he extracted money from an individual where this person's testimony helped out to find him guilty, the judge is going to have to return the money for gezel, because anything that has to do with money, we have a rule is to return it and not to get lashed. Mitzvah number 76. So we have a rule, the Torah tells us, prohibits us to judge, to find guilty or enact capital punishment in cases where there's only one majority. Judges cannot enact over here in order to punish a person capital punishment after majority, meaning one majority. Where we have 12 against 11 in the cases of capital punishment. So we have a scenario where some judges say he's obligated to get punished for his sin, some say no. And you have and we have a prohibition that we cannot enact according to the 12 against 11. As it says in the Torah, you're not allowed to go on majority to kill, do evil. When we have an incident where capital punishment is enacted, you should not go according to the majority. וזהו לשון הכתוב שאמר לרעות, כלומר לחיוב מיתה. What is לרעות, to do evil? It's talking about enacting punishment of death, capital punishment. וזה כשיהיה רוב מצומצם. It's talking about specifically where there is a very, very minor majority. כלומר, שאחריה אינו אלא מחמת איש אחד. The whole thing is the way it's talking about 12, not 11. אבל כשיהיה אחריה בשניים, אפילו רעות. But if it's more than one, two or plus, even to do evil, matin al pihem, over there we go and we tilt, we lean towards them. So we learn from there. For the good, we go 12, 11, innocent, go home. But for the bad, 12, 11 is not enough. And we can't let him go because Rabbi Yosef asked a beautiful question here. He says, wait a minute, if it's 12, 11, so that means what? The Beidin tells us already, we cannot punish. So if the Torah told you you cannot punish, why don't you let him go? Right? If the Torah told you, 12 to 11, that's it. Stop judging anymore. That means he's innocent. Torah told you that it's a beautiful question. It's an amazing question. The Torah tells you 12 to 11, he's innocent. Even though 12 say he's guilty, 11 say he's innocent. He's innocent. You can't punish him. The Torah tells us, don't go. Now, let's see. Maybe we'll understand why. It's a beautiful question. לחייב מיתה, מתין ומכריעין את הדין, על פיהם ולגביהם מקרא זה, נאמר בסוף ובסוף. אוקיי, במחילתא, אוקיי, אחד, ומעט זאת, העדך לרעה, אין אלא על פי רוב של שניים, מדיינים או יותר. Now, the question is, beautiful question, Rabbi Yosef, why? למדו למד את המחילתא שבמקרים מסוימים מתית על פי הרוב גם לרע, שהלא אין לפרש שהכתוב בא ללמד שהולכים אמרה על הרב לטובה, דהיינו כדי לזכות את הדין הנידון. שהרי במה שנאמר בתחילת הפסוק, לא תהיה אחרי רבים לרעות. It's only as that you're not allowed to go up to the majority to it. כבר למדנו שדווקא לרעה אין הולכים אחר הרוב, אלא בהכרח שגם סוף הפסוק מתייחס להתיע לרעה. Even though Torah right, והפסוק מתייחס לשני סוגי רוב, רוב של דיינים אחר שאין הולכים אחריו לרעה, ורוב של שני דיינים שהולכים אחריו גם לרעה. לכן מתפרש הפסוק, לא תהיה אחרי רבים לרעות על פי רוב של דיינים אחד, אבל אחרי רבים רוב של שניים יש להטות אפילו לרעה. Okay, the question is still not answered. The question is, why don't you set them free? Once, like in America, you have this kind of concept, right? The jury is not settled, or the jury is formush. The brains are not, they cannot come to conclusion. So in that case, they let them out, right? Hung jury, they call it. So if it's hung jury, the guy goes free. They can't put him in jail for that. So you have over here 12 against 11. 12 against 11, he should be innocent. It's a big, beautiful question. I don't have no answer. כלומר, שעושה עם בני אדם לפנים של הדין, גם אנחנו נסתווינו בכך שיהיה לזכות בדיני נפשות יותר על החיוב. לפי שהוא דבר שאין לו תשלומים. So again, the Rabbi explains to us why we allow 12-11 against for innocence. But 12-11 for guilt also should be innocent because לכן גם אנחנו נסתווינו בכך להיות רבי חסד ולהשתדל לזכות את הנידון. צריך איפה שיהיה מצורך מאפשרות הזכות בדיני נפשות תהיה יותר על נפשות החיוב. פשוט נוהג דין זה לפי we understand that obviously only in capital punishments, but not in money. Anything there's money or lashes, lashes will be 12 against 11. It's not talking about capital punishment. Capital punishment we don't, but 12-11 we do. Maybe that's the answer. 12-1 in lashes. If you do 12-1 in lashes, you give him lashes. Why? Because it's not lira'ot. Dafka lira'ot not. But since lashes 12-1 wins, right? They'll give him lashes. So therefore, maybe what? Maybe we could say that's why we bring two more judges to restart the whole process and to make sure it's not going to be such a minute majority. It has to be. Rabbi Yosef asks, why we have to bring two judges? He's innocent, meaning we can punish him, so he should be innocent. Why we have to redo on that case? So maybe that's why. Because in the case of Malkut, he does get lashes. So if he gets the lashes in Malkut, so you see he's not innocent. So over here, since we can't kill him, but we can't let him set free. Because if it was lashes, he would get lashes. If you want to tell me 12-1, also in lashes, he never gets punished 12-1. When the 12 say guilty and one says innocent, then maybe it's good. Maybe, okay. Something to think about. בשלב מצוות בפרק ד' סנהדרין, כמו שכתבתי למעלה, עשה של אחרי רבים לחטות, ועובר עליהם וחייב ברוב המוכרח באחד עבר על מצוות מלך, בעודשו גדול. Anybody goes ahead and enacts the capital punishment, חס ושלום, on 12 against 1, he went against Hashem and he gets great punishment from Hashem, שגורם לאיבוד נפש שלא כדין. He punished the person not according to halacha. Have a wonderful, wonderful, successful day without any headaches.